You're watching the Wise Channel. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, today we're going to do adding and subtracting of rational expressions. All right? So, we're starting with 1/3 plus 1/4. Okay? First thing we have to find is the common denominator. Very much. What is the common denominator here? The common denominator is 12. How did we get 12? We multiply 3 times 4, right? And I'm going to actually write 3 times 4 here and here. Yes, this should be 12, but hold on, bear with me a moment, and I will explain why I'm doing this, okay? So, 3 times what makes 12? 3 times 4 makes 12, right? In other words, this 3 times this number is what makes my common denominator. And whatever you do to the bottom, you got to do to the top. Whatever you do to the bottom, you got to do to the top. So 1 times 4 is 4, okay? Over here, 4 times what makes 12? 3. 4 times 3 makes basically 3 times 4, right? So now I've got 4 plus 3. I have 4 plus 3 over 3 times 4, which is 7 over 3 plus 4. 3 times 4, sorry. Weiss, why are you writing 3 times 4 instead of 12? I'm going to show you, okay? I'm going to show you. We're going to do the exact same thing with A and B. If 3 times 4 was the common denominator here, what's the common denominator of A and B? Okay. The common denominator of 3 and 4 is 3 times 4. So what's the common denominator of A and B? A times B. I need a nod. Does everyone understand why A times B is the common denominator of A and B? Okay? So in other words, we've got AB as the common denominator. All right? Is everyone okay with that? So now, A times what makes AB? B, right? Just like 3 times 4 makes 3 times 4, A times B makes AB, right? And 1 times B is B. Is everyone okay with that? I need a nod. Do you see what I did there? Okay. Do you agree that the B's would cancel here and I'd be left with 1 over A? In other words, these two fractions are the same. I've just added on B over B. Okay? Over here, B times what makes AB?
A.
B times A, right? So whatever you do to the bottom, you got to do to the top. What's 1 times A? A. And I'm done. Now I just put it together. The answer is B plus A. Can I combine B plus A? No. You just write it. B plus A over AB. That is my answer. Finished. Done. Okay? Could you have written A plus B if you wanted to? Sure, that's fine. However, if you want to write A plus B, that's great. B plus A plus B, it's fine. What's the face? What?
No, I couldn't see.
Oh, okay. You're good? All right. So now, over here, 2x and x squared. What's the common denominator? Not X, you're right. Okay, what you're right about is that there's an X over here and an X over here. But I need something that everything goes into. For example, if I said 1 over A plus 1 over B plus 1 over C, wouldn't the common denominator be A, B, C? Because everything goes into that, right? In fact, what if I said 1 over A plus 1 over B plus 1 over 2? Does it make sense that the common denominator would be 2AB?
So whatever's on the bottom.
Whatever's on the bottom, you got to put all of it in there. All of it's got to go. The whole mess. What's the common denominator? 2x squared. Okay? Because 2x goes into 2x squared, and x squared goes into 2x squared. I need a big fat nod. Do you understand what I'm talking about? No? We're good? Okay. All right. So here, 2x squared is the common denominator. And pretty much what's always the case, like 2x times what makes 2x squared? X, just an X, right? Ask me a question. Go ahead.
Can you explain it?
Yes. Do you agree how I got 2x squared for the common denominator?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what I'm saying. If 2x squared, isn't that the same as 2xx?
Yes.
Isn't 2x squared the same as 2xx? 2xx, right? So 2x times what makes 2xx? Just one more x. What's missing from 2x, to get from 2x to 2xx, you're just missing one x, right? So what I'm doing is I need one more x here in order to make 2xx, right? Okay. So 3 times x is 3x. Are we good so far? Everyone good? What's missing from x squared to get to 2x squared? Just the 2. Is everyone okay with that? Right? What's missing is the 2. What's 5 times 2? 10, right? Can I combine 3x with 10? No, I just write it out. What do I write? 3x minus 10. 3x minus 10 over 2x squared. Done. Finished. That's it. Okay? 5r, 3t. If I'm just talking about 5 and 3, what number would be the common denominator? 15. So my common denominator is going to have 15. Yes. Does everyone agree that 15 RT is the common denominator? We're good there? 5R times what makes 15 RT? What 5 times what makes 15? Say it. 3. Here's an R. What's missing? The T. 3T. Right? 3T is what's missing from here to get here. In fact, what's missing from here? That. Right? What's missing from here? That. Right? Because I just multiplied the two together. You see what I'm saying? So what's 6 times 3t? Famous local carrier, right? 18t. Your phone? Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be here all week. 18t, right? 3t times what makes 15rt? What's missing? 5r. What's 4 times 5r? 20r. Can I combine 18t with 20r? No, just write it out. 18t minus 20r over 15rt. Done. Leave it. Quit working. Okay? Look at this ugly mess. 6f 2d squared f. Just the number alone. What number is the common denominator? You could use 12. There's a lower one. 6. Does everyone agree 6 is the number that makes the common denominator? 6. Now, we have f, but we also need d squared. What letters make up the common denominator?
D squared.
F. D squared F. Is everyone good with that? There's F in both of them, but this one has D squared, so I got to put D squared in there. Okay? I just got to make sure everything's in there. Got to throw it all in. D squared F. D squared F. 6F times what makes 6D squared F? D squared. The only thing that's missing from here, that's here, is D squared, right? So I got to multiply it in. D squared. So 3D times D squared is going to be 3, say that louder, 3D to the third. I need a big fat nod. Does that make sense? 3D to the third. 2 times what makes 6, by the way? 3. D squared's here, D squared's here. F is here, F is here. Does anything else need to be added in here? No. 2D squared F times 3 equals 6D squared F, right? So what's 4 times 3? 12. Can I combine 3D to the third and 12? No. Just write it out. 3D to the third plus 12 over 6D squared F. Leave it. Okay? I basically made up these problems, but in general, if you were ever taking some kind of standardized test, which you're not this year, I would have to see how 3, 12, and 6, 3 goes into each number? They would tell you the answer would have to be 1D to the third plus 4 over 2D squared F. What did I just do? I just divided everything by the 3. I don't want you to worry about that. I'm just showing you that. I don't need you to worry about that. I just want you to get here. Okay, so please don't worry about this. I just felt the need to show it to you. Let's do one more. 2H, 3G. What's the common denominator? 6HG. If you want to write 6GH, that's fine. Everyone okay with 6HG? 2H times what makes 6HG? 3. G, right? 3G times 2H makes 6HG, right? 3G. 2G times 3G is 6G squared. Thank you, Mia. 6G squared. 3G times what makes 6HG? 2H. What's 5 times 2H? 10H. Can I combine these? No, just write it out. 6G squared plus 10H over 6HG. Done. You've been watching the Weiss channel. Da 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 da.